Hello students, today we are going to start with our next chapter, chapter number 12, reflection. So before moving on to the topic, let us first revise some of the things that we have done already in coordinate geometry. So in coordinate geometry, we are already familiar with x-axis and y-axis. So for this, let us revise some of the things that we have already done. So in the coordinate system, we have two perpendicular axes. One is called as the x-axis and one is called as the y-axis. And here in the system, any point, let us say that I have some point P here, is represented by two values, one x and one y, and this is always in the form of ordered pair. Ordered pair means we will always talk about the values. First we will talk about x and then we will talk about y. So this horizontal line is called as the x-axis and this vertical line is called as the y-axis, and point is represented by p x comma y. So in this, if I drop perpendicular from this point on x-axis and also I drop a perpendicular on the y-axis, then this is called as abscissa, means this distance, the perpendicular distance from y-axis is called as abscissa. And this distance is called as the ordinate. Is called as the ordinate. So px comma y. So here means the value of x is called as abscissa and the value of y is called as the ordinate. And we also know that the equation of x-axis, so here on x-axis the values of y, value of ordinate is always 0. So for this we see that the equation of x-axis is y is equal to 0, and on this y-axis value of x is always 0. So here the equation of y-axis is x is equal to 0. So this is equation of y-axis and this is equation of x-axis. And this point where these two axes intersect each other perpendicularly is called as the origin. And the coordinates of this are 0 comma 0. So means here x is 0, y is also 0. Now very important thing, so any point on x-axis, let us say that some point is here, then the value of y will be 0. So any point on x-axis is always of the form x comma 0. So any point on x-axis is always represented by x comma 0. And similarly for any point on y-axis, the value of x will be 0. So any point on y-axis is of the form 0 comma y. This is any point on y-axis. So these all are the things that we have already done in our previous classes. So now let us talk about reflection. So here we will be talking about the reflection by a plane mirror. And in the reflection using a plane mirror, we know that the image is formed behind the mirror at the same distance as the object is in front of the mirror. Consider, now once again I am considering x-axis and y-axis like this, and let us say that I have to reflect this point. I am saying that this point is p x comma y. So now in the case of reflection, this point P can be reflected in three ways. Means we will talk about the reflection first, about the reflection about x-axis. So in the case of reflection about x-axis, means this point will be shifted perpendicularly by the same distance as it is above the axis. So it will move above to below. So it is 1 point approximately 8. So perpendicularly it will be 1.8, or 1.8, 1.8 is 3.6. So I'm moving from here to 3.6. So now if this point is shifted from P to this position, now since I'm saying that this is reflected, or this is a point after reflection, so this point will be represented as P dash. And now, so looking at this, so value of x is not changing, value of y is changing. So this will be P x comma minus y, P dash x comma minus y. Or sometimes we represent this reflection about x-axis by writing m of x like this. So means if I'm saying that m of x comma y, so this will give me the result as x comma minus y. So means in the case of reflection about x-axis, coordinate of y will change in sign. Means if it is plus y, sorry, so then it will become minus y. Or if I'm reflecting this point, so this will be reflected towards up, and this will become minus y to plus y. So value of y will change in sign. Please remember this in reflection about x-axis. Now in the case of reflection about y-axis, or we can say that reflection about, in this x-axis case we can say the reflection about y is equal to 0, or in this case we can say reflection about x equal to 0. Now this point will be shifted towards the left by the same distance. So approximately it will be here now. So now I am representing this as P double dash. So now looking at this, so here the value of x is changing, so this will become minus x comma y. So in the case of reflection about y-axis, this is represented by m of y, and the point xy will be changed to minus x comma y. So in this case, the coordinate of x will change in sign. Now the third reflection is reflection about origin. Now in this case, the point will be shifted through the origin by the same distance. So here it is approximately 2.5. So now this will be shifted to 5. So this point will be shifted to here. For the time being, I am representing this by P triple dash, and here both the points will change. Means x will change to minus x and y will change to minus y. So this is represented by m of o x comma y, and this will be minus x comma minus y. So in the case of reflection about origin, both the coordinates will change. For understanding this, we can take some examples. Let us say that I'm taking one example in which I'm saying that this point px comma y is p2 comma 3. Now I'm saying that we have to reflect this point p through x. So in this case it will be written as p of x 2 comma 3. So this means the reflection about x-axis. So here this will change to the point I'm saying now p of x, and this will be 2 comma minus 3. Similarly, if this point is reflected through y, then this will be equal to p dash, sorry, and here it is p dash double dash, or this will be minus 2 comma 3. And in the case of origin, so this will give us both the sign will change, minus 2 comma minus 3. So in this way we can solve some of the questions based on this. Now in this exercise we will also come across one more point that is called as the invariant point. So invariant means the point will remain unaltered. Unaltered means it will not change any sign. For example, let us say that I am saying that some point is here, some point is here on the x-axis. Now if I am reflecting this point about x-axis, then this will remain here only. So means if the object is lying on the mirror itself, then its image is found behind the mirror, below the mirror we will say. So in this case this point will remain invariant. So any point on x-axis, this is next point that we have to note now. So any point lying on x-axis will remain invariant if reflected about x-axis. But if it is reflected about y-axis, so suppose that this point is x comma 0, so this will remain simply x comma 0. So means I'm saying that p of x comma 0, so this will be equal to p dash, and it will be same x comma 0, so coordinates will not change. But if I'm reflecting this through point through y-axis, then this will be equal to p double dash, and this will become minus x comma 0, so this point will shift from here to here and its sign will change. Similarly, if some point is lying on y-axis, if any point is lying on y-axis, then this will remain invariant if reflected under y-axis. So this will be invariant if reflected about y-axis. For this, let me now say that some point is here, so its coordinate will be 0 comma y, and now if I am reflecting this through y-axis, so then this will remain here only. But if it is reflected through x-axis, then it will become here, so this will not remain invariant. So means in this case, if point p 0 comma y is reflected under y-axis, then this will be 0 comma y only, so there will be no change. But if it is reflected about x-axis, then its sign will change, or sign of y will change, so this will become p of 0 comma minus y. Similarly, if some point is the origin itself, then this point will remain invariant under reflection x-axis, also under y-axis, and also under origin. So any origin is always invariant. Please remember this also. Now I hope that with all these points you can complete your exercise first, and for that I'm taking some of the questions now. So these are actually very easy questions, you can very easily solve. So now I'm talking about exercise 12a. Now looking at this, so first question is, point is 5 comma minus 7, and we have to name the transformation, and its image is minus 5 comma 7. So looking at this, sign of both the things is changed, means 5 is changed to minus 5 and minus 7 is changed to 7. So this is reflection or transformation under origin. Now 4 comma 2, reflection in x-axis. So we know that in reflection about x-axis, sign of y will change, so this will be 4 comma minus 2. Now reflection in y-axis is 0 comma 6. So this point 0 comma 6 is lying on the y-axis, and if it is reflected about y-axis, then it is invariant. So means answer will be 0 comma 6. So 6 comma minus 6 is changed to minus 6 comma 6, both the sign are changed, so we can say that this is under the origin. And here 4 comma minus 8, so 4 is changed to minus 4, the value of abscissa is changed in sign, it means only x-axis is changed, so this is reflection about y-axis, like this. Similarly, look at question number 3 now. Question is, state the coordinates of the following points under reflection in x-axis. So this 3 comma 2 will change to 3 comma minus 2, minus 5 comma 4 will change to minus 5 comma minus 4, and this 0 0 is always invariant. Similarly, in the next case we have to reflect about y-axis. So in the y-axis case, sign of x changes, so this will be minus 6 comma minus 3. Similarly, in the next case we have to reflect it about the origin. So about the region, both the sign will change, so this minus 2 comma 7 will become 2 comma minus 7. So next question is reflection about x-axis, x equal to 0. So in the case of x is equal to 0, means this we are talking about x equal to 0 is the equation of y-axis. So here it is reflection about y-axis, means similar to question number 4. In the next about y equal to 0, so y equal to 0 means we are talking about reflection under x-axis, so you can solve this. Now look at question number 8. So the question is, a point P is reflected in the x-axis, coordinate of its image are minus 4 comma 5. So since the reflection is under x-axis, so means the sign of y is changed, so find the coordinates of P. So coordinates of P will be minus 4 comma minus 5, and find the coordinates of the image of P under reflection in the y-axis. So now if this is reflected under y-axis, then the sign of x will change. So let us say that P of y will be equal to 4 comma minus 5. Now look at question number 12 now. Question is, the point A minus 3 comma 2 is reflected in the x-axis to point A dash. Point A dash is then reflected in the origin to point A double dash. So we have to write down the coordinates of the point of the A double dash. So have a look. Point minus 3 comma 2 is reflected in x-axis. So if it is reflected in x-axis, then A dash will have minus 3 minus 2. So A dash will be having coordinates minus 3 and minus 2, and now this is reflected to A double dash, reflected through origin, means, so now this is reflected to origin, so means A double dash will have coordinates, both the sign will change now, so it will have coordinates 3 comma 2. So this is the answer for the first part. Now the question says, write down the single transformation that maps A to A double dash. So A is minus 3 comma 2, and here it is A double dash is 3 comma 2. So looking at these two values, so sign of A is changing, x is changing, so sign of x is changing in the transformation through y-axis. So this is single transformation is through y-axis. Now I hope that you can solve some questions. Next question is question number 14. Question is, the triangle ABC where A is 2 comma 6, B is minus 3 5, and C is 4 comma 6 4 comma 7 is reflected in the y-axis to triangle A dash B dash and C dash. So reflected in the y-axis means coordinates of x will change. So coordinates of, let us say that now A dash, so x will change, so this will be minus 2 comma 6, B will be 3 comma 5, and C dash will be minus 4 comma 7, and then A dash B dash C dash is then reflected in the origin to triangle A double dash B double dash and C double dash. So now this is reflected in the origin, so A double dash will have the coordinates 2 comma minus 6, B double dash will have the coordinates minus 3 comma minus 5, and C double dash will have the coordinates 4 comma minus 7. Now we have to once again write the single transformation. So looking at this, A was 2 comma 6, now it is 2 comma minus 6, so 2 6, so here coordinates of y are changing, so means this is transformation under x-axis. So from here one more thing is clear now. Let us once again move on to the part that we have already discussed. In this, have a look. If I am reflecting this point P x comma y through x-axis, then it will be Px comma minus y, and now if I am reflecting this through the origin, so this will become P double dash minus x comma y. So means reflection about x-axis and then through origin gives single transformation through y. Similarly, reflection through y-axis and then through origin will give single transformation through x-axis. And also we can say first origin and then y will give me reflection under x, first through origin and then through y. So I hope that now these things are clear, and now you can complete exercise 12a. If you have some doubts, then you can mention the doubt in the comment box. Thank you. Have a nice day.